started. Okay, so as usual, we are warming up our body first. So really, we want to work up a light sweat. Since we've been sitting for a while, let's check our posture. So think of bring the chest bone up, shoulders a little wider. Okay, and maybe just take a deep breath in and out. Okay, while standing a little taller. Okay, so maybe do 1 or 2 more breaths. So let more people in. Okay, and once again, we didn't go through each joint. So once again, easiest way to think about it, up and down, side to side for each joint. Okay, so applying from the neck, up and down. Okay, in terms of breathing, it's usually easier when we are making our body smaller to breathe out. Okay, so looking down, we breathe out. When we're making ourselves bigger, we breathe in. Okay, continuing down the spine, we're going to breathe out as we kind of suck our stomach in a bit, bring our back slightly. As we bring our shoulders back, bring our chest up, we take a deep breath in. Okay, and let's repeat maybe 3 times or so. Okay, I guess 3 to 5 times, depends on how fast you're going. Okay, side to side, no, just basically looking left and right. Okay, moving the rest of the trunk, we're going to breathe out as you reach inwards. Okay, breathe in as we open up and look almost behind you. Okay, and once again, breathing out. Okay, breathing in. Okay, feel free to keep moving your feet or stop your feet, whatever's easier. Okay, but you should feel your trunk rotating a little bit. Okay, and just same thing with the other arm. Okay, so breathing out. Okay, breathing in. Looking behind us. Okay, breathing out. Okay, and breathing in. Okay, one last time. Okay, for trunk or spine can also side bend. So let's just kind of tilt your head one way a little bit. Okay, and just kind of move our shoulders up and down. Okay, for this one, as we bring our shoulders up, breathe in. Okay, as you breathe out, sorry, as you breathe down, breathe out, you're gonna feel a little bit more of a stretch on the side of the neck. Okay, coming back to center, pause for a second, make sure you feel okay. If you are, then go over to the other side. Okay, same idea. Okay, breathing in as you bring your shoulders up. Okay, breathing out as you reach down towards the floor with both fingers. Okay, and just repeating. Okay, once again, come back, pause for a second. Make sure you don't feel dizzy or anything like that. Okay, bending the rest of our spine, we're gonna just reach kind of up and across. Okay, shoulders just go as far as you feel comfortable, but just side bend the spine a little bit. Okay, once again, still breathing in as we make our body bigger. So we're breathing in as we reach up. If you can reach a little further. Okay, still deep breath in, or all the air back out. Okay, one more time per side. Okay, so we pretty much moved the shoulders a little bit already, okay, but let's exaggerate a little bit by kind of breathing in as we reach up, okay, and breathing out as we reach almost backwards a little bit. Okay, once again, don't go into pain, so if anything hurts, just avoid that area. Maybe one more time. Okay, so let's go front to back a little bit more. Okay, try to push, point your fingers backwards, straighten out the elbows, almost push your palm out to the side as you go kind of side to side, I guess. Okay, and let's go to a circle. Okay, so elbows, focusing on the elbows, we're gonna bring them a little closer together, bring them a little up, bring them out to the side, okay, and back down. So you're drawing circles with your elbows. Okay, if you can, see if you can slowly draw a bigger circle, so maybe a little bit closer together, a little bit higher up, a little bit more to the side, maybe leaving a little bit downwards. Okay, and just feel free to switch direction at any time. Okay, but try to draw a full circle. Take it a little slower for this one. Okay, shoulders might be a little tight. Okay, elbows, so just up and down. Okay, side to side. Okay, keeping the elbows close to the body. Okay, kind of in, up and down, sort of. Okay, so elbows up, where you're rotating your entire shoulders, or your upper arm really, up and down. Okay, so let's move a little bit of a forearm a little more today. So we'd have the hands to the side. Okay, gonna reach forward of the pinky. I don't know if it's easy to see. Okay, but I'm rotating my pinky forward. Okay, and then you're gonna bring it up. Okay, and you're gonna rotate your thumb forward. Okay, while keeping the elbows still close in the same place. Okay, going down. Okay, repeat. So pinky forward, up. Okay, thumb forward. Okay, and down. Okay, maybe one more time. Pinky forward. Okay, and up. Thumb forward. Okay, and down. Okay, checking out. Just for the wrist. Couple of times each direction. Move your fingers a little bit in any way you prefer. Okay, just remember to bend the ends parts as well. Okay, and relaxing the shoulders. Okay, onto the hips. So still front to back. So just our usual what we call hip hinge. So you bend anything in your hips. Use your chair, anything you need for support, keeping it back nice and long. Okay, for this one, I like to do the opposite for this one. So breathing in as you push back. Okay, and breathing out as you come back up. Okay, so let's do maybe one or two more times. So breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Okay, one more time. Okay, maybe just side to side a few times. Okay, you can try to move at slightly different angles. So instead of pushing your hips straight out to the side, see if you maybe push it slightly backwards, and you might feel a little bit more of a stretch on the side of your hips. Okay, so just kind of explore kind of pushing your hips in slightly different direction. Okay, and maybe even try to squeeze your hips a little forward. Okay, extending our spine a little bit. Okay, and let's just go into a big circle at the end. Okay, so all the way out to the side. So less of the head, more of the hips. So I don't want you to get too dizzy. So try to move your hips up, push your hips forward to the side, kind of diagonally backwards, other way. Okay, and once again, if anything hurts, avoid the area. But otherwise, try to explore what your body can do, where you feel a little more tight. And those tight areas might be the ones that you need a little more work in. Okay, so bending your knees a little more. So the same idea, still hinging back, but this time bending the knees a little bit. Spine still nice and long. Okay, and coming back up. Okay, so you can either have your hands in front of you, or you can have it on your thighs or holding onto something. Okay, but you're sitting on a tall stool. Okay, and then coming back up and try to open up at the top. Okay, so I still like to breathe in as I squat down. Okay, breathing out as I come up. Okay, and just exaggerate the knees, just a usual bending it and then straightening it back out. Okay, a little more rotation through the leg. So just put out an imaginary cigarette. Okay, without, so your hips are still pointing forward, but you're just rotating your leg and then kind of the toes in and out. Okay, and same thing on the other side. Okay, the ankle. So hold on to something if you need to. So a wall or chair. And just draw circles with your toes. Okay, and once again, explore where you might feel the most, where you feel the most tight, or where you might not move the most. Some parts we're just built to move better in some ways, but other sometimes we might just be just tight in certain areas. Okay, just switch legs whenever you want. Okay, and the toes and your feet. Okay, just trying to move them in different ways. Okay, once again, just explore, just engage, approach it from a perspective of just exploring our body. So see if you can imagine grabbing something with your toes if you want. Move different parts of the toes, spread them apart. Okay, and overall, just move the joints that we do have. Okay, so let's go into the aerobic part. Okay, so that's the part where we're trying to push our heart rate a little bit higher. How fast, once again, is up to you. We just want it to be slightly difficult where you can still talk, but not sing a whole song. Okay, so starting off with just the marching. If you like to dance, just dance any way you like. I should really just put music in these things, but if I put music here, once I upload it on YouTube, they tend to get kind of almost chopped off because they detected some sort of licensed music, which is kind of one reason why I don't put music here. Okay, but still, get yourself a little taller. Swing through the shoulders, swing a little through the chest. Okay, so let's still start off side to side. Okay, nothing complicated, but just move, make it slightly less boring, just to move in different ways. Okay, front to back. Okay, combining the two, so you kind of zigzagging. So moving side to side while you're moving front to back as well. Okay, just work with how much space you have. Okay, if you feel comfortable, see if you can maybe increase your leg pace a little bit. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean like moving a big area. Okay, so now to just to change it up a little bit, we're gonna stay in this like a square shape. Okay, but we're gonna just step out and then back in. So be out, out, and then in. Okay, out, out, in. Okay, as you feel comfortable, slowly increase the pace. Okay, pay attention to which leg you're moving to move with first. Okay, so it might be you're always stepping out with your right foot, or you're always stepping out with your left foot first. Okay, see if you can change it up a little bit if you can. Okay, so try to see if you can move one leg, the other leg first. Okay, so now to make it more complicated, we're actually going to start moving forward and back. So it'll be out, out, in, and I'm slowly moving forward. Okay, if you can, see if you can slowly do the opposite. Okay, so I'm moving out, out, in, okay, while I am moving forward and back. Okay, so maybe a little bit of thinking, a little bit of coordination. Once again, just work with the space that you have. Okay, and now let's move forward and back with just the legs a little bit wider apart. Okay, you might feel your side hips working a little bit harder. Okay, now let's try to crouch down a little bit, like you're trying this in the low ceiling, and you're just trying to get a little bit lower to duck under. Okay, and let's go side to side while we duck under a little bit. Okay, once again, don't go to the point where your knee starts to bother you. Okay, could be just a little bit, pushing your butt back a little bit. Okay, and last one, let's try to go forward and back while in this kind of crouch, slightly crouched stance. Okay, thighs might start to feel a little bit tight. Side of the hips maybe a little bit. Okay, and let's go back to the middle. Okay, and let's start to slowly bump up the pace if you feel comfortable. Okay, so smaller range of motion, but maybe a little bit faster. Okay, so now let's just try to do this, okay, but walking diagonally. So we're gonna go that way. This is my right side. I'm gonna kind of run almost that way, reach or something, okay, and then go the opposite direction, put it down. Okay, so you'd be, okay, and reach, okay, and then try to go the other way and put it back down. Okay, so go slower first probably. Okay, it could be just 1 or 2 steps one way, okay, but we're just switching directions. Okay, it doesn't have to be too low or too high. Okay, let's try the opposite direction. Okay, you can keep looking forward as well. Okay, once again, how fast is this relative to yourself? Okay, and then just back to the middle. Okay, so next one, we're gonna stop our feet a little bit. So we're pretty much doing the exact same, we're gonna do almost the exact same thing. We're still kind of reaching side to side. Okay, but this time we're using more of a low upper body, I guess, for our feet stopping a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna be moving side to side. We can use one arm or both arms. Okay, but okay, we're gonna repeat this for about 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back to the marching. Okay, so same idea, but this time a little bit low, so it's up and down instead. So I'm gonna reach down, then reach up. Okay, so how low and how high, completely up to you again. Okay, so reaching down, then reaching up. Okay, so it'll be just knee level and then forehead level. If you want, you can go all the way down to the floor, all the way up overhead if you really want to. Okay, once again for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so this one probably gets you a little bit more out of breath just because we're moving a lot more body parts. Okay, so you can kind of take it easier here. Okay, catching your breath, just checking the time. And I didn't actually check start my clock, but I think we're at about 8 minutes. Okay, so 2 more minutes to go. Okay, so next one similar, we're combining the two, so we're gonna reach down and then reach up the other way. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of a step to it. So we're gonna step out slightly, reaching down, and then step the other way, reaching up. Okay, so once again, it could be just hip level to forehead level. Okay, or you can choose to go a little faster if you want, or a little bigger range of motion if you want. Okay, when you have enough, just kind of pause and go back to the marching. Just take this as an active rest. So if you feel like you lost your breath, just keep your legs moving in some ways without moving too fast. If you feel like it's very easy, just keep marching away if you want to. Okay, and we're just gonna stop at the after we've do the other side. So reaching low on this side, reaching up on the other side. Okay, so one step out, then one step out the other side and up. Okay, starting slow if you need to. Okay, and slowly if you want, you can Move a little bit faster, okay, or a little bit deeper. Okay, so you can do this in different ways. So you can reach your arms a little more. You can bend your knees a little more. You can push on your toes. Okay, so there are different ways to accomplish the same effect. Okay, so just explore, see how you can do, how you can do it. Okay, so I think that was 10 minutes. So let's slow back down a little bit. Just keep moving in some ways. Try to slow down breathing a little bit by taking deep breaths in and kind of making sure that we're breathing out fully. All the meanwhile, try to slowly decrease our pace. Okay, kind of do a body scan to see where you might be still tense. Okay, and try to relax those areas. Okay, usually for neck and shoulders, if you can kind of turn it, you know that you at least somewhat relaxed. If you're too tense, it's very difficult to turn the heads. So try to see if you can gently turn side to side. It could be, this can be the same for the rest of our body. Okay, so good job, everyone. So let's check the time. Right now it's 11:31 or so. Let's take a 2-minute break. Actually, it's 11:32 now. So 11:34, we'll come back and we'll be using the bands today. Probably grab a chair today. So we'll see everyone in 2 minutes. And we better drink enough fluids. Okay, so I'm just waiting to see if everyone is back. Okay, so I'll still get started first. Okay, so for 2 days, we're still gonna do upper body, lower body, and then one balance. And then we're gonna do 2 sets of each, or 2 rounds pretty much of each. So for upper body, let's do what we call shoulder press today. So kind of reaching upwards movement. So I like to do this a more standing first. So you can pretty much, you're just going to step on one end of the band. You can either step on with both feet or one foot, whatever is secured for you. Okay, and we're just going to have the band kind of right by the shoulders, pretty much. I'm going to step a little closer, just to make it easy to see. Okay, same as usual. Get yourself a little bit taller. Hi, Priscilla. Okay, sorry. Okay, so once again, try to don't be slouching. Okay, see if you can get yourself taller first. Okay, and all we're doing is that we're just pressing upwards. Okay, and then back down. So you probably by the time you get to like elbow to your shoulder level, your shoulders already feel like it's working a little bit. So you don't have to press all the way up if you don't feel like it, or if your band is too strong. Okay, so usually I like to breathe in. As you breathe up, you're gonna press up. Okay, coming back down. Okay, so usually elbows, see if you can not, don't chicken wing it or don't pull it up this way. See this if you can get your elbows to be more or less pointing downwards. And your wrist is also not like doing something funky, just pretty much holding it back. Okay, so let's do about 10 times. So breathing in, as you breathe out, you're gonna press up. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, and my other arm is just by habit, I just do the opposite. 5, 6. So you don't have to move this arm, you don't want to. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so by this time, ask yourself how many more times can I do? So ideally, the answer is you can at most do 2 to 3 more times. Other arm is just my habit from weightlifting. It's just I almost do almost this way, so that's why my other arm is moving. But once again, you don't need to. If your band is too short, so if you let's say your band is like really short and you like it's very difficult for you to do this already, then do it sitting down. So if you find the band is too short or if it's too difficult for you, do it sitting down. So the band is pretty much longer, and that will make it easier. So kind of change it up depending on how you feel. Okay, because we're only doing one-sided, take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so whenever you're ready, when you feel like you have caught your breath. Okay, so once again, standing tall, elbows kind of pointing downwards. Deep breath in, breathing out as you press up. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, once again, shake it out. For the lower body, we're gonna do kind of the shoulder of the lower body, I guess. So we're gonna use the muscles of the hips. So for this one, it's probably easier if you have something to hold on to. Pretty much exact same setup, except we'll be stepping on the band, the tail of the band on with 4 feet. I think we actually did this recently as well. So you can either just hold the band beside your leg like so, or you can put it over on the other side and maybe anchor it down on a chair. Okay, and all we're doing is that we're pushing out on the side. Okay, so we're pushing, lifting leg out. Okay, toes kind of pointing forward. Okay, and then coming back in. You can take a rest in between by stepping down, or you can make it more difficult by not putting the leg down. Okay, so once again, you can take a breath. Usually take a breath in, breathe out as you exert your strength. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it might be the opposite hip that's actually getting tired. Okay, so shake it out. Kind of take as long as you need. For this one, we kind of are actually training both hips. So we might actually need a longer rest compared to the arms where we're pretty much using only one side at a time. Okay, so kind of take your time to set up. And once again, you can either wrap it around and anchor it to the other side, okay, or you can just hold it by your leg. Okay, so just whenever you're ready, once again, breathe out as you exert out your strength. Okay, so breathing out. So 1, 2, which is why usually counting is a good way to make sure that you are not holding your breath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, once again, check things out. I'm just grabbing another chair for the balance part. So usually for balance, the same idea as training the muscles. You do need to challenge yourself a little bit to in order to make an improvement. So of course, with challenge, sometimes of course there's risk. So in this case, the risk will be kind of falling there. So which is why we do want as much support as we need. I have a wall behind me, 2 chairs on the side. If you want to put another chair in front as well. Okay, so for today, let's almost do a little benchmark for ourselves. So sometimes we want to kind of just give ourselves check like, to see if we're making improvements. We can just do like almost like an assessment or a test. So today the test would be how long you can stand on one leg. So ideally, you should be able to do it for at least 10 seconds without your hand support. Better would be if you can do 30 seconds, that's really good. So don't worry about how long you actually do it for, but the idea is that, okay, let me check myself with how I'm doing, check it maybe a month or 2 later on to see, oh, did I make improvements? And sometimes so this is one way, but also really pay attention to how it feels. So for example, let's say 2 months from now, let's say you can hold it for, let's say 10 seconds right now. Next month, you can still only hold it for 10 seconds, but you realize that you're not less wobbly. So that's an improvement as well. So sometimes we don't want to be over focused on the numbers, same like our weight and things like that. Also pay attention to how you feel. Okay, but once again, make sure you have as much support as you need. I should probably move these things out of my way. Okay, but pretty much we are just going to be holding on to something first. We're going to lift up maybe one leg. Okay, when you feel ready, okay, see if you can start off maybe getting lighter on your hands. Okay, and then maybe lift up, letting go. Okay, so I'm going to also just do a timer. At any point you feel like you need to step down, feel free to step down. Okay, and then when you feel ready, you can just lift it back up. Okay, but have an idea of how long you're able to hold this one leg balance for each side. Okay, so I'm going to count everyone from, I will say 3 to 1 go, and just see if you can lift it up or let go of the hands. Okay, so just whenever you're ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and I'll just count it out for, okay, that's 5 seconds. It might actually be better if you look at your own clock. That'll be a little more accurate. 10 seconds. 15. 20. 25, and 30. Okay, so good job if you hold it for 30 seconds. Don't worry if you can't either. Okay, so just get an idea of how you do on that leg. Okay, so it might not be a bad idea to kind of write it down as well. Okay, but also let's try the other side as well. Okay, so same idea, I'm gonna count everyone down from 3. Okay, so just get ready first. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Okay, so just get pretty much just an idea. Also, difference between two sides. So somehow today my right side is a lot more stable than my left. That can happen. Okay, so let's repeat these things one more time. So once again, we're going back to the what we call shoulder press. Okay, so remember how difficult or how easy it was for you before and make adjustments. So if it's too easy, if you feel like you can do 20 times or 15 times like the video says, try to see if you can maybe make the band a little bit shorter by grabbing a little lower first. Or if it's very difficult for you, sit down and do it. Make the band longer to make it easier. Okay, so still posture first. Okay, elbow still kind of pointing down. Okay, once again, breath in. Breathe out as we exert our strength. So 1, keep breathing in, back down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ask yourself how many more times can I do? If the answer is 2 or 3, great. If it's like 5 more, 10 more, maybe keep going. Just until you feel like you can at most do 2 to 3 more. Okay, so check it out. Couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay, and you feel like your body has calmed back down a little bit. Feel free to set up for the other side. Okay, but take a longer rest if we need to. Okay, so once again, whenever you're ready, breathing in, breathing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so primarily, usually feel in the shoulders, maybe a little bit on the side of the neck, top of the shoulders. Probably felt a little bit of tension around the trunk just because we're doing anything one-sided, your body has to fight so that it doesn't kind of just bend over. So just maybe a slight tension around the trunk. Okay, and then kind of this similar idea, the legs, still stepping on the band with both feet, just checking the time. Should get this out of my way. Okay, so we can try it out different ways. So you can, if you want, you can try to see if you can hold it on the side like this, see how that feels differently. Okay, just play around. There's no like exact best way. Okay, once again, breath in, breath out. 1, 2, Okay, so my leg definitely slides a little more with this method. 3. So it actually makes it a little easier. 4, 5, 6. So easier might not be necessarily a bad thing. It's just because we might be tired already. So we can regress for the second set if we want to. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so this one definitely a lot easier for myself. So I feel like I need to do maybe a couple more. Okay, so now I feel like maybe I can at most do 2 to 3 more. Okay, and that would feel different for you. Could be my band is extra slippery. So just adjust accordingly. Okay, so I don't necessarily have to rush through anything. Okay, and feel free to go faster than me as well, so you don't always have to fall on my face. Okay, so once again, breath in, breath out as we push out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so once again, could be the opposite side that feels more tired. Okay, so last one, let's keep it the same. We're just going to practice our one leg balance. So grab as much support as you need. Okay, once again, you can double check your time again if you want to. Yeah, it's probably easy if you look at your own clock rather than listen to me saying it every 5 seconds. Okay, so yeah, so once again, maybe find a clock. Just whenever you want to start, just count it out loud. If you want, I'm still going to count to 5 seconds every 5 seconds. And you can start up with either leg. Okay, so I'm going to count everyone down again. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. 5 seconds. 10. 15. 20. 25. And 30. Okay, just checking things out. The hips can be a little high from both the lower body and the balance. Okay, and let's kind of finish off with the other leg. Okay, so once again, 3, 2, 1, and go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Good job. Okay. So we're for about 5 minutes. Let's do the stretching to finish off. Okay, so as usual, stretch the muscle that you kind of use, starting off with the shoulders. Okay, just a usual shoulder stretch. Arm in front of the chest, reaching underneath. Okay, pulling yourself in further in, feeling the stretch on the shoulders primarily. Okay, deep breath in, out. Okay, try to hold it for kind of 3 to 5 deep breaths, which might take like 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, and same thing on the other side. Okay, and pretty much the same idea, just for the lower body. We do this often. So I'm wearing too much black today. So leg cross, again, and then hug underneath. Again, just pulling your knee to the opposite shoulders. Okay, and just repeat on the other side. Okay, top of the shoulders. When we lift this uses this part a little bit as well. Okay, so hand underneath the chair, leading away from that side. Okay, using your free hand to just lightly create more space between the shoulders and the ear. Okay, once again, deep breath in and out. Okay, pause in between. Whenever you're ready, switch over to the other side. Okay, and lastly, just the hand and wrist. So just a prayer stretch, palms together, fingers together. Keep them together while you bring your wrist down. Okay, and that's it for today. So good job, everyone. Thank you for coming. See everyone next week. Bye bye.